tickle, 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 tickle. Go kill yourself.
Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today, we see that Quantum TV is yet again playing his favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card, and that card is the Victim card. You see it all the time on this platform when people get called out. DSP, Wings of Redemption, Quantum TV, yours truly. We all see people playing the Victim card all day, every day. But Quantum TV loves to play that card more than anyone else because his ego is just that damn massive. Anyway, he's whining about what started the tickling, and that is Elden Ring, and he's going to tell us how it really happened, according to him, and he is dead wrong. The only thing he gets right here is the fact that this whole drama saga was kicked off by Elden Ring. However, that's when he starts getting so wrong it isn't even funny. So let's get Quantum TV's verbal diarrhea out there so that we can move on with our lives.
When you type in Quantum TV, you're going to see a bunch of people talking shit. That's really what you're going to see. Now, if you want to know why, I'll tell you why. I'll try to keep it as short as possible.
Actually, folks, while Quantum does indeed try to keep it short, you know how he is. He's going to try to spin this narrative of, oh, I'm such a victim. Oh. I can make this whole thing even shorter than he can, though, and that is because he is a narcissistic piece of shit. There you go. That's why everyone was so happy to see Quantum TV get arrested. Well, that, and he's a wife beater. He somehow avoided punishment by the US government and YouTube and everywhere else, despite all the shit he said. But let's let Quantum continue on with his side of the story, or rather, his revision of it.
So smack a like on this video for just getting to the point.
Well, I mean, according to your like to dislike ratio, about 120 people liked the video for you just getting to the point. 177 people didn't like the video because you lied all throughout, in addition to some of the stuff I've said earlier. I was one of the ones who disliked your video, Quantum. I mean, I dislike all your videos just to make sure it goes down in the search results, but whatever. Oh, and another thing, Quantum? Begging for likes is absolute cringe, man.
Simply put, I made a video game review. I didn't like their take, they didn't like my take. We got into arguments online. They decided to go the route of making it personal and cancel culture.
Fuck off! That's not true, and we all know it. Quantum, your review was invalid. Not only did you not play Elden Ring, you didn't even buy it. You just needed something to talk about that day, and Elden Ring was the one thing that you knew would get you views, according to your ex-wife. You got a lot of information wrong in that review, if you want to call it that, dude. Seriously, you said you lose everything in the game when you die, when that has literally never been a thing once in any of the Soulsborne games. Even in the earlier ones, like Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1, all you lose upon death is your souls, your runes, your blood vials, or whatever your form of currency and experience in the game is, in addition to your humanity. You also say that the game is a grindfest, and while that is true for people like me who just suck at the game, you actually don't need to do any grinding at all if you're good enough at the game. I've seen people beat Dark Souls at Soul Level 1 with literally no equipment apart from a club. Another thing that would have helped your case here, Quantum, is if people, after they had called you out on your shitty review, you just got lost, walked off into the sunset, and let this whole thing go, but you didn't. You then resort to the tired old copyright abuse BS that literally no community on YouTube will ever dare tolerate. Basically, Quantum, you started this. You are the one that made this bed, and now you have to lie down in it. It makes me very happy to know that you're finally getting some form of justice thrown your way. Why YouTube and everyone else up to the point where you attempted to dissolve your now ex-wife's restraining order sided with you on this one is beyond me. Thankfully, that restraining order was kept up for Quantum's ex-wife, and I say thank God for that. This nut job needs to stay away from her. Only God knows what he would do to her if the restraining order was lifted.
It's really as simple as it gets. They just didn't like me as a person, how I handled situations, right?
It isn't just you that we don't like, Quantum. Anyone who abuses copyright the way you did, we will not like. That's simple as it gets, right?
They wanted to take my content. I filed copyright claims. They wanted to call me an abuser. I checked them on it. We went back and forth. They basically took it too far. And in the most extreme cases, they got warnings and strikes on their channel, which affects their revenue, which of course now it's personal. In the most extreme cases, one creator even lost an entire month of revenue, which is like, oof. Imagine being a viral creator where you're like super cocky and think you're hot shit. You mouth off to the wrong people who, spoiler, they're the people who run the platform. They're actually called Google, and their platform is called YouTube, and you just don't do certain things, right? And he did those things, and he got himself in trouble and lost a whole month of revenue.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack there, but he says that we took his copyrighted content and he filed DMCA. Yes, that happened, and those of us who took your content were falling squarely within the realms of fair use, you bald-headed imbecile. YouTube's own terms and guidelines and whatever else all state that the minute you upload something, you basically allow others to use it as well, as it becomes like not just yours, but you also split the ownership with YouTube. Furthermore, criticism and parody and the like all fall within the realms of fair use. You just don't like it when people challenge your claims or call you into question because your fragile little ego just can't handle it. Also, Quantum, you're the one who cost that content creator a month's worth of revenue. It's all because you just had to go and take this further. So way to project, my guy. As for the one who's cocky and thinks he's hot shit, that would be you, Quantum, you... Oh my god. Another thing. Those tweets that the Act Man made in regards to doxing YouTube employees was done because you, Quantum, doxed the Act Man's mother and called her up and threatened her. But oh, I guess it's 100% okay when you do it, right, Quantum? My god, this fucker has not learned anything after all this, has he?
Well, that's an L he holds to his heart, and so what did he do? He ran to all of his little friends because he's a viral creator, had them write a bunch of little hateful articles on me, had them fucking make a bunch of little videos on me, and don't you know, I'm still here, and it baffles him and his entire community. I'm still making videos, I'm still living my life as comfortably as I've been living my life, chilling, doing my thing, minding my business.
No, you haven't. As I recall, when your ex-wife divorced you, you were crying like a little bitch and acting like you were the abuse victim when it is actually quite the opposite. You were the abuser. Everyone wrote articles on you and made videos on you because we all wanted you banned from the platform, which you should have been years ago. As in, 5 years ago, when you were posting homophobic stuff on YouTube. Remember the Pulse nightclub shooting and how you wished that the developer had been one of the victims? Also, copyright abuse or filing fraudulent DMCA takedown notices is against the law, Quantum, and you have been doing just that. Also, after what you did to Rambo 2D1 and his wife, you have only been minding your own business out of fear. I have been making several videos and community posts about you on my channel, and you haven't said or done a damn thing to me ever since Rambo 2D1 came a knocking on your door, and you haven't said or done a damn thing since, and I genuinely hope that it stays that way.
And every so often they come and they do little jabs. One of the jabs that they do is digging into my personal life because, they're a bunch of little racist doxers. And by racist, I mean racist. Every time I showcase how racist they are by showing the hate comments that I get, immediately shortly after, the people behind it come out and make some sort of reaction video or talk about me in some sort of way.
Oh, and once again, he plays the race card. Quantum, no one has been racist to you. At least not in terms of emails. King Klutzy552 made a video talking about that, and guess what? He proved that you sent all of those pictures of, and forgive me for putting it like this, of black people hanging from trees to yourself. If anyone on this platform is being racist to you, Quantum, then it is you yourself. Well, when it came to those emails, at least. But for those of you who actually did leave racist comments towards Quantum, or if anyone did at all, then yeah, you should be ashamed of yourselves. And that includes the emails. Anyway, Quantum, the only reason I keep making videos on you is because just like DSP, you absolutely refuse to get off the platform and let your channel die. I cannot speak for others, however. That is just me.
Special timing, don't you think? Well, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I really don't care, and I'm not here to change anyone's opinion, but I'm just giving you the backstory as to why they're doing what they're doing. Again, they say a bunch of shit, fabricate a bunch of shit to try to make me look like a bad guy. They brought that shit to YouTube, and YouTube clapped those cheeks. So that whole thing is old. It's an old scenario, and it's been like, what, a year and a half, 2 years? Like, it's really old at this point. Nobody cares.
You know, for somebody who doesn't care about all this, you sure have been making quite a few videos about it, Quantum. Also, I have no damn idea why YouTube came down so freaking hard in your favor, but they were very clearly in the wrong, as are you, Quantum. And while we did indeed take an L, since you fucked with my channel, I'm now going to fuck with yours. You don't ever attack me when I'm trying to help you out, as I take that shit as a personal insult.
They want attention, so they just keep bringing it up because that one creator in specific terms is very sour about that month of revenue lost. Oof, right?
This one creator that I'm covering here, sour about getting divorced from his now ex-wife, right?
But now it kind of ventures into the personal life, because if we can't get him through the YouTube route and doing it the right way and trying to like actually see if he did anything, then we're going to dig in his personal life and try to tarnish his reputation. Yeah, that'll do it.
Wait, you actually had a reputation? A good one, I mean. Because you sure as shit don't have a good reputation on YouTube. I covered two guys in a video who were sticking up for you, and they only did it in the hopes that they could get some more subscribers, as I understand it. But guess what? Their like to dislike ratio was also negative, just like your videos is, Quantum. Furthermore, since you got arrested, no one has been digging into your personal life except for like one guy who wants to nail you for stolen valor, and guess what? You didn't even serve in the military. Well, you did, but you never graduated from boot camp. Also, your ex-wife and friends who you backstabbed actually came forward and told us about your personal life because we wanted to see why you act this way. And even if they didn't, we all know you're lying. So of course we're going to look into you. But again, Quantum has the mindset of rules for thee, but not for me. In short, his ego says that no matter what wrongs he commits, he's right all the time, all day, every day, 24/7. Anyone who challenges him, or even questions him, or looks at him funny like, is wrong, and his ego just can't have that, now can it?
I was arrested. Those charges were dropped. So now what are we talking about? Because not a single creator in the same breath they say, Quantum, a narcissist arrested, will say that those charges were dropped.
Yeah, maybe, but guess what wasn't dropped, Quantum? The restraining order your freaking ex-wife put out on you. It's still in effect. Quantum had to go to court on October 6, 2023, and he did so that he could remove the restraining order, but it was upheld. Maybe there is some justice in this world after all.
Those charges were, that says a lot. No conviction was filed. No conviction ever happened. There's no history of assault. There's no history of battery. There's no criminal record of any kind. I've never been arrested until that singular point in my life.
Could have fooled me, because that's not what your ex-wife had to say on the matter. She said that you had been arrested before for something. I don't quite remember what it was, but you were arrested once before. I also know that when you told your ex-wife through a text message that you were planning on end gaming yourself if she didn't come back, she called the police to come and check on you, and I think you lost your right/license to carry firearms? I don't remember the whole story, but yes, Quantum TV has been arrested before, despite what he's saying here.
Usually people who are abusive, they do shit before, right? Before just one day, like years into their life. But there's usually a pattern with these people that they build up certain activities and they don't wait until they're in their 30s to magically become an abuser. It doesn't happen like that, bro. An abuser is an abuser. But again, charges don't get dropped. YouTube doesn't take a month of revenue away from these creators if they're the good guys.
You forget, Quantum, that YouTube was and still is run by a bunch of idiots nowadays. Namely Susan Wojcicki, or whatever the hell her last name is, or at least used to be run by her, who is an SJW, but we're not going to get into any of that here. And Quantum, as I understand it, you were dating your ex-wife while she was underage. Care to tell us what that's all about? When you were 19, by the way, and she was like 17? Furthermore, Quantum, your ex-wife says that you were cold and you just expected things from her, and that you actually punched her in the face so hard her glasses, like, went up her face so hard that it left marks. Oh, and the only reason those charges were dropped, Quantum, is because your ex-wife changed her cell phone number. That's it. That is the whole damn reason why Quantum's court case was dropped. So don't you act all innocent, Quantum. You're still guilty of domestic abuse, and anyone who says otherwise simply doesn't know the whole story. Also, if you're really not an abuser, then why were you arrested on charges of domestic abuse and obstruction of justice in regards to domestic abuse? If you're so innocent.
So, as you search Quantum TV and you see a bunch of shit talking, understand what it is. It's a bunch of little spoiled brats trying to do cancel culture because they couldn't get their fucking way. And frankly, it's sad, pathetic, and kind of the sign of the times. But, c'est la vie.
No, Quantum, my brother in Christ. We want you off the platform because you have broken every single rule in YouTube's guidelines and terms of use. You spread COVID-19 misinformation as well as voter misinformation. You were practicing hate speech. You abused DMCA on things that very clearly fall within the realms of fair use. You threatened a minor, which isn't just against YouTube's rules, but it's also against the law in general. You called a grown-ass man's mother in an attempt to get him to leave you alone, and the list, quite literally, goes on. Do I really need to spell out anything else on why you should have been banned? Those reasons, I should think, would be more than enough. But my God, Quantum's ego is unreal. Nothing is ever his fault, is it? Anyways, that's the end of this video, folks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now!